Hi, welcome to my talk about increasing customer lifetime value with connected experiences. My name is Kate Leggett, and I'm a VP and Principal Analyst here at Forrester. So I always like to take a step back and talk about how a customer's expectations for engagement has changed. And the way I like to talk about this is by asking you all to just look around you. We're surrounded in our consumer lives by highly personal and on-target experiences that do a great job at valuing our time, helping us reach our goals. Consumer applications that we use on a daily basis deliver experiences that have done a great job at up-leveling our expectation for engagement. Our customers expect more these days. It's like the slide says, customers expect any information or service to be available on any device at a person's moment of need. And customers expect this type of engagement from any company that they do business with in their lives as consumers or in their business lives. And what this means is that customers today, they hold the power in business relationships. And if your customers don't get the experiences that they expect, that they demand, they will end up taking their business elsewhere. So we all understand the economic importance of delivering great experiences that keep your customers satisfied and loyal to your brand. But then what happened during the pandemic? When it hit, it affected industries in different ways, and it really changed the urgency of customer interaction. In the early days of the pandemic, we saw demand for customer service skyrocket. For example, retailers struggled with ballooning volumes of inquiries around product availability or contactless pickup and safety. Travel and hospitality industry fielded questions about cancellation or what would happen to my loyalty points or COVID policy on flights. And as the pandemic progressed, customers were impacted by the pandemic. They were laid off or they ended up getting sick, and customers started needing mortgage adjustments or payment assistance or financial counseling. They had questions about tax deferrals, stimulus checks, government loans, and these volumes peaked depending on when government regulations would change. So what happened was that customer service became the lifeline for many companies, where agents were on the front lines trying to understand each and every customer's unique situation and do the right thing for them. And at the same time, we saw companies slashing their sales and marketing budgets, and they focused their efforts on customer retention and enrichment efforts. And what this meant was that customer service organizations ended up having an outsized job at nurturing customers, doing the right thing for customers. And because of this, customer service became more strategically important to a company's overall revenue. And customer service organizations had to deliver great experiences to their customers. Because if a customer is satisfied with the engagement, the service that they get from a company, they'll be more likely to keep their business with that company. They'll end up buying more products or services from that company, and they'll serve as an advocate for that company, for their products and services. And these three dimensions of loyalty that you see on the screen here, retention, enrichment, and advocacy, have a direct, quantifiable impact to a company's top line revenue. And ultimately, that's why you care about great customer experiences. It's because it's good for business. And at Forrester, we go a step further. We quantify the impact of great customer experience on top line revenue. And the way that we do this is that we measure the experience that hundreds of companies that then we organize into dozens of industries deliver. And then we calculate the top line revenue impact that these companies could garner if they deliver just a point better of customer experience than what they do today. And those are the data, the figures that you see in the far right-hand column on the screen. And then we validate these financial models with case studies from companies who have gone through customer experience transformation efforts. And the takeaway of over a decade of research at Forrester is that in every company, in every industry that we have data on, there is a direct correlation between delivering better customer experience and increasing top line revenue. And because of the value of delivering great customer experiences, companies are investing in customer service technology. Our research shows that customer service technology is the top software priority for companies this year, and we project it to extend into next year. And investments are followed by digital investments in digital experience technologies and customer experience tools, which complement and extend core customer service technology. We also see that customer service organizations prioritize delivering great experiences. When we asked customer service organizations what their top business priorities were, they said it was growing revenue, improving the experience of customers, improving products and services, improving our ability to innovate. All of these priorities allow companies to be more customer-centric, to deliver great experiences to their customers. But what is great customer experience? What do customers expect when they engage with the company? At Forrester, we think about customer experience in a framework of 3 E's. First E is around ease, where customers expect easy experiences. They want to be able to reach in over the touch point, the channel of their choice, get connected with a resource or an answer with little friction in that process. Customers expect to be effectively supported. This means they expect accurate, relevant, complete answers to their questions, transactions fully done, resolutions that are complete, where the customer doesn't have to follow up with a further question. And customers, at the end of the day, want to walk away from the interaction with the company feeling good about having done business with the company. They want experiences, answers, resolutions to be delivered with empathy. And this means the resolution is delivered in context of what the customer is doing, what they've bought, and their past history of interacting with the company. So experiences are delivered, again, with a full understanding of who the customer is, their context, and where they are in their engagement journey. And so when you think about customer service, customers expect these types of experiences: easy, effective, empathetic, anytime that they interact with the company. And customer service, it's not only for post-purchase support. It actually plays a part in every stage of the customer's journey. At Forrester, we think of the customer's journey in 6 broad phases. And a customer moves, it doesn't mean that a customer moves linearly through these phases. It just means that a customer journey can be divided into these 6 broad phases. And these phases are the discover and explore phase, which is really the marketing part of the journey, the buy or purchase phase, and the post-purchase phases of use, act, and engage. And customer service plays, again, an important role in each of these phases. During the discover phase, for example, marketers can use customer service content to increase awareness of a company's products and services, or proactively engage with a customer based on the website behavior of the customer. In the explore phase, customer service agents can help educate buyers about features and functions of the product that they're considering to purchase. And this helps increase the confidence that the customer is making the right purchase decision and helps ease buyer's remorse. In the buy phase, customer service agents can help navigate a complex purchasing process. For example, like applying for a loan or a mortgage. And then in the use phase, the onboarding, education, and traditional customer service phase, agents can again help with training, with setup, with support, and be able to work with the customer so that they're best supporting the customer, where the customer is getting the most value out of their product or purchase. So how do customers want to interact with companies for customer service? And this chart shows how customers use different channels based on the complexity of customer interaction. So for simple questions, questions that don't need a lot of personalization, where there's a single answer that can be applied to a large swath of customers, customers tend to gravitate to self-service channels. 51% of order management questions are done via self-service. 31% of general customer service questions, like how-to questions, are done via self-service. And why is this modality so important? It's because if you do self-service well, it values a customer's time, provides them an easy, effective way to engage with the company. So for straightforward interactions, where there's a little bit more back and forth needed between the customer and the agent, customers are increasingly gravitating to digital channels like chat, like messaging, email. Again, these channels provide a quick way to connect to an agent or to an answer without having to navigate an arduous IVR and wait in queue for a live agent. But for those complicated questions, where there's perhaps even an emotional component, where a customer may be angry that they've gotten hit with a surcharge on their bill, or they're anxious because they don't understand why a medication has been denied that they thought was covered on their healthcare plan. Those types of more complex interactions that have an emotional component are best done over the voice channel. So what we know is that customers want to move from channel to channel, touch point to touch point. They want to use self-service and digital channels and the voice channel, dependent on the complexity of the interaction. But what we find is that companies really struggle to provide those connected omni-channel experiences to their customers. And so here's some data from NTT's Customer Experience Benchmarking Report. The data says that nearly a quarter of companies report no consistency in their omni-channel experiences. Another half of companies say that they only provide consistency across two of the touch points that are offered to their customers. And this is because in most companies, systems aren't integrated. In the first box that I highlight on the screen here, it says that 55% of companies say that their systems aren't integrated. Another 41% of companies say that their channels are operated in silo, where there's absolutely no desire to collaborate or to share processes, data, information between these silos of channels. Another problem that impacts the ability to support customers in their connected journeys is that agent desktops are too complicated. And this erodes their ability for them to deliver great service, great experiences that your customers expect. And so on the screen here, this is an example of an IT ecosystem of a major US telco. The IT manager handed this to me as I was working with this telco and told me that their agents have to use over a dozen disconnected systems during the course of their workday. Then agents have to hunt and peck for information in one system, copy it to another system. These systems aren't integrated with one another. Agents aren't following consistent processes. They're duplicating data in different applications and making mistakes as they do so. They perform all these repetitive manual tasks where the customer is put on hold as the agent is looking for information or duplicating data between systems. And agents don't trust the data that is in their applications. And so they're validating it with the customer, which is eroding the customer satisfaction scores even more. And in this example, it takes about 9 months for agents to get fully trained up on their system. And what the IT manager told me was that their agent like ecosystem, their desktops is so complicated that agents actually get frustrated and turn over after about 6 months. So your customer is never talking to a fully trained up agent, which impacts the quality of service even more. So let's look at what customers want as they interact with agents. We know that customers want easy, effective interaction. And then when you look at the factors that impact the experience, the customer experience with these agent-led interaction, you see again that ease of resolution takes top place. You also see that customers want to be effectively supported. They want to be able to have agents armed with the right product knowledge, have the right attitude, be empowered to do the right thing for the customer. And what we find is that the right content is foundational to be able to empower agents with the right answers to be able to deliver those connected experiences that customers expect. And we see that companies are relying more and more on knowledge management solutions to offer these connected experiences to agents, to customers. And modern knowledge solutions allow customers or users to ask a question in natural language, understand the customer's intent, and then deliver an answer in the context of what the user, the agent, or the customer is doing. It allows companies to add order and easy access to all the content that they have. And if knowledge management is done well, where content is continuously updated to keep it in line with customers' expectations, it delivers results along many dimensions. It helps decrease operational costs by helping deflect incoming calls or reducing the call handle time or increasing employee productivity by empowering agents with consistent answers. It helps as well improve satisfaction because it allows agents to resolve issues more quickly. It empowers customers to self-serve and find answers on their own. It also allows agents to contextualize answers using information about the customer, their history, their products, to deliver answers in line with customers' expectations. Knowledge management also improves compliance by empowering customers to deliver standardized answers that comply to company and regulatory policy. And ultimately, knowledge can drive revenue by arming customers with the right knowledge to make more informed decisions or to better understand the features and functions of the product that they purchase so that they get the most value out of their purchase. And to be able to deliver great experiences, though, you need more than just knowledge or omnichannel experiences. You have to empower your agents with the right data, the right knowledge, the right insights, so that they can deliver experiences in line with customers' expectations. Agents need to be able to use applications to allow them to get their work done in the most productive way. And there they need real-time access to customer, product, asset data. Again, they need to have access to the right knowledge so they can answer customers' questions. or fix the reported problem quickly. Agents as well need to be facilitated to the right and the most important work, the most strategic customers, the most severe cases. And ultimately, they need to be able to connect and easily collaborate with internal stakeholders as well as external customers to be able to quickly resolve issues. And these great employee experiences or agent experiences that allow them to be productive, that facilitate them to the right and most important work, that allow them to connect, help companies deliver great experience that keep your customers satisfied and loyal. So ultimately, what are the top software priorities for customer service organizations? First of all, it's all about using modern technology, increasing the use of cloud technology to allow companies to be agile, to be resilient. And this goes hand in hand with the priority, the fourth priority, upgrading, replacing, consolidating legacy business applications. Again, to modernize applications, to use the most modern technologies, to be agile, to be resilient, to be able to pivot quickly to meet customers' expectations for engagement. The second focus is around using data and analytics to better personalize interactions, to pass context from channel to channel, to use context to find the right knowledge to help answer customer questions. And improving the use of data and analytics technology goes hand in hand with creating a single view customer as well, to be able to understand who the customer is, their past transaction and interaction history, to use this knowledge to do the right thing for the customer. And in third place, it's investing in digital experience technology. Again, to enable easy, effective interaction over the channel, over the touch point that the customer wants to use. So ultimately, what does this mean? You've got to realize that great employee and customer experiences quantitatively impact top-line revenue. That's ultimately why you want to provide connected customer experiences. It's because this is what customers expect from any company that they do business with. And in delivering these experiences, your customers stay loyal to your company, buy more from you, serve as an advocate, which has a positive impact to your top line revenue. Customers also, they demand their time to be valued. They want highly personal interactions, and they gravitate to self-service, to digital channels for the easier work. And the harder inquiries that tend to happen over the voice channel really need a lot of empathy because your customers are anxious or they can be angry. And agents, to be able to deliver great quality of service, need a real full understanding of the customer, where they are in their journey, customer's history, to be able to do the best job at serving them. And companies know the value of great customer service. They're increasing their spend on customer service technology. And companies have to connect data, content across channels to be able to best support the modern customer who expect the omni-channel experiences, who expect, as the first slide in my presentation said, information and data to be available on any channel, on any touch point at the customer's moment of need. So thank you for attending my talk. Again, I'm Kate Leggett. I'm a VP and Principal Analyst here at Forrester. And if you have any follow-on questions, I will be available to answer your questions. You can also reach me over Twitter or email. Thank you.